Welcome to the Power Within podcast with Richale, a master class in mastery of self. Simply put, this is where you get your life. Hello, good morning. It is March 19th. And this is your favorite therapist, coach, and sister friend, Richale. For those of you who do not know me, I am the host of The Power Within. I am the CEO of Empowered Consulting with Richale and Catafly's Lifework. I am a CEO woman, a woman conquering everyday obstacles, and I am an author, a therapist, a coach, and hopefully I'll become your sister friend. So thank you for joining us today as we talk about 5 tips for working from home, part 1, because I'm going to give you 5 more tips on tomorrow. And today I actually might give you just a little bonus. So again, I am the host of the Power Within podcast with Richale, and we air generally on every Monday at 12 noon. But my life has changed just like yours has because of the coronavirus that they're calling a pandemic. And so I just want to use my gifting and my skills to help people feel better about this transition. So many of you haven't had what I call the pleasure of working from home. In my life, as a therapist, I'm in my office 2 days a week, actually, and it's great. The other days, I'm home in my home office, and I love what I get to do every single day. Hi there. Give me a second, and I'm going to answer your call. All right. So I'm answering now. And how are you? Good morning.
I'm fine.
Well, thank you for calling in. Thank you for being here with me. I'm just getting started. I want to share some tips with you from working from home. Do you work from home?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And so, what's the thing that you have found that helps you work from home?
Flexibility.
Very good. That is excellent. Being flexible. Being flexible is really good. Well, thank you for calling in.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. All right. So at home here, like I said, I get the pleasure of working from home 2 days out the week. And then on, let's see, Wednesdays, my business was already set up to do therapy with my clients on Wednesdays. So I'm always home on Wednesdays. And then Monday and Fridays is my administrative days and catching up on other things, creating content for this show, marketing, and stuff like that. Okay. So the first tip that I want to give you from someone who has been doing this for some time now, and I actually was working in the corporate America and just probably 2 years ago, and I transitioned over a 3-year period to this place. So the tips I'm going to give you are pretty fresh. So the first tip that I want to give you is to get up, shower, and get dressed, because that is going to help you shift in your mind to working. Okay, it's no different than sleep. Like if you want to transition to sleep and you want to sleep really well, then there's certain things that you have to do to help your mind get prepared to sleep. That's what improves our sleep. But if you want to transition to working from home, then it's important that you do some of the same things that you did before to get ready to work at home. So you would get up, take a shower, and get dressed, put your makeup on, and all of that when you were working outside of the home. So now, my first tip is to do the same thing when you're staying home and working from home, because what's going to happen is you're really just shifting your mind to work. You're getting your mind prepared to work. Not to mention that when you look good, you feel good. And I always tell people, don't worry about getting dressed all the way. What's really important in this world that we live in today is that you are dressed from the waist up. Okay, so if you want to put pajama pants on like I'm doing today, then do that. But from the waist up, because I might have to do a video. I just finished a training call, and I wanted to make sure I looked good and I was presentable for that. Okay, and so just get dressed, get up, take that shower. Don't rush. Take your time when you get out of the shower. Caress yourself. That we call that really self-soothing. So do all of that that you would normally do to get prepared. And I really think that you'll find that when you're working from home, you have a lot more flexibility, like the caller that just called in mentioned. You'll have that if you give it to yourself. So, our first tip is to get up and get dressed. Why? Because it's going to help you shift your mind to working. And that's what we want to happen. We want a shift. And then you're going to look good while you're working, and you're going to feel good while you're working, and you're going to have good, healthy, positive thoughts. The next thing I want you to do, tip number 2, is to eat breakfast as late as you can. And that's for several reasons, because one, you want to start you don't want to you want to break the fast, but you want to cut the window of time that you're eating, and you want to make sure that what you're fueling your body with is going to fuel your mind so that you can work. So maybe if you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, don't eat as soon as you get up. Go ahead and get started, and then maybe about 9 o'clock, eat your breakfast, because think about it. You're not at work anymore. This is a new normal for you. So some things will stay the same, but some things should change, and they should change your situation for the better. So eat breakfast a little bit later, right before you get started to work, and make sure that you're eating foods that support your brain health. And I'll tell you real quickly, things that do not support your brain health and your brain functioning are carbs. So stay away from the carbs. Next thing I want you to do is I want you, tip number 3 is to prepare your lunch and 2 snacks so that you don't fall into the trap of snacking all day. I don't want you to say, you know what, this working from home didn't work for me because now I've gained 10 pounds because I've been working from home. You're going to gain 10 pounds or more if you do not prepare your lunch after you fix your breakfast and eat and enjoy it. Prepare your lunch, prepare 2 snacks if you're a snacker. If you're not a snacker, then maybe don't worry about that. But if you're a snacker and you like to eat, and think about it, some of the reasons that you're going to probably want to eat is because life is different, because a lot of people are going to be stressed out and have anxiety. And the number one reason that people will eat in this transition is because they're bored. I remember asking somebody yesterday, how was their first day working from home? And they were like, I was so unproductive. So this is why we're doing the show, so that I can help you increase productivity. So the first thing that's going to help you is to get up and get dressed, to keep some of the same things in your routine the same, but then to change some things. So maybe the second suggestion was to eat breakfast a little bit later, and our third suggestion, to prep your lunch and 2 snacks ahead of time. So my former pastor, who passed away some time ago, his favorite saying was, destiny favors the prepared. I find that in my journey to better health, the more that I'm prepared for what I'm going to eat and drink during the day, the better off I am. And for the last few days, I can honestly tell you, I have been feeling so much better personally, because I've already started planning to make some changes. And, some people laugh when I say I'm in transition, but I've been in transition. And now you're in transition. And some of you, this was unexpected for you. So the anxiety, the angst, all of that you may feel is understandable. But guess what? We don't have to let it control our destiny. destiny favors the prepared. So take these 3 tips right here and go ahead and get prepared. The other thing that I want you to do is I want you to think about designing your workspace. That's tip number 4. Design your workspace. Make sure that your new workspace at home has the conveniences that you need it to have. For me, for example, it's really important that I have a picture of some of the people that I care about around me. It's important that I have the necessities like my laptop, the mouse that I use, ink pens, and things like that. Uh, and I'm looking around me to tell you what else I have around me, but also my diffuser is really important to me right now to stay positive. So I diffuse lavender, peppermint, wild orange, and there's an oil that I love that helps with not getting sick. It's called On Guard. So I make sure that those are right here on my desk so that I can access them at the moment that I need them. But again, I'm pretty much a pro at working from home. So if you're not a pro, and say, for example, you're like my husband, I didn't tell you this, but my husband found out yesterday that they are doing a test on today to work from home. So now, if you listen to the Power Within on yesterday, you know that I take care of my elderly mother. So it's me, my mom, my husband, and my dog here. And I joked with him all day yesterday, like, oh my God, like really? Like we're all here because my mom goes to the center. Well, they closed the center, and then I decided to just take her out of the center altogether. So we're all here now as of today, every day. And it's actually working out fine. He's leaving me alone to do what I do best. And I'm leaving him alone to do what he does best because, again, I'm a pro at this. So I come into my office that I took a lot of time to prepare and make convenient for me, and I grind. That's what I do. So it's easy for me. Design your workspace. And I'll use the word design because I want to connect with you creatives who really love aesthetics. Take your time and design your space the way you need it to be. And if that is what happens the first day, and that's the majority of your day, so be it. Because guess what? It's going to help you be productive for the rest of the days. And guess what? If you keep a positive attitude about this, you may find that you prefer to work from home and that your employer will allow it after this crisis is over. And your quality of life just went up several notches, okay? So think about that. Tip number 5 is I want you to talk to your kids, for those of you who have children, about what it is that you expect from them, okay? Because for many of you transitioning to working from home, now your children are at home with you. Here in North Carolina, schools are closed for 2 weeks. So I've been hearing a great transition for the moms and dads, okay? And so you don't have to go crazy, but you're going to have to talk to your children in a way, I don't care how young they are, you should be sharing with them what your expectations are for them. Do they have a workstation? Set up a workstation for them. Make sure that they have some independent time. I would I would make sure that share with them my expectation for them to work independently. Guess what? Because they do it when they're at school. So they're going to have to learn to do that at home. So maybe a 30-minute window to start out with that you expect them to work independently. But whatever your expectations are, make sure you talk to them throughout the day, that they understand this is what I expect. And guess what? That doesn't have to be punitive. If you expect for them to have a positive attitude, tell them that. If you expect for them to be rock stars for the next 2 weeks, tell them that. Tell them that you expect that they're going to handle this well, and make sure that you talk to them about their concerns about the coronavirus, because many of the young people are unsure. They're trying to figure out, what is this? Where does this come from? Why is this happening? So you want to make sure that you're answering those questions for them. Now, Lorraine says, I made me and the kids a schedule for the entire day. That's my tip number 6. And we're going to come back to that on tomorrow, Lorraine. Thank you. That's a great tip. So that is what we're going to do. And for those of you who are teachers, you know some of this stuff. You know how to take some of the tips from school counselors, school teachers. You know how to take some of those tips and you know how to move those tips or take those tips home with you and make homework. Schedules are really important, and expectations and talking to your children are really important. So let me review. First of all, you're going to get up and get dressed because when you look good, you feel good. And you don't have to dress all the way up, just dress from the waist on up. Then you're going to eat breakfast later than normal, giving yourself time to close that eating window. Okay, so you don't want to be eating late into the night and you don't want to start eating at 5 o'clock in the morning. So take your time with that. Tip number 3 was to prep your lunch and 2 snacks. Why? Because destiny favors the prepared. All right. And number 4 is design creatively your workspace. Make it work for you. Take that first day that you're going home to work and do that. And then number 5, talk to your kids about what you expect and tell them what you expect in the positive. Speak to them from a positive standpoint, and you'll find that they will come into play with you and really make this transition good for the whole family. You don't have to feel like you're going crazy. I just want to share ways with you to stay sane during this time. So listen, the power within was created for women CEOs. That means women conquering everyday obstacles. So whether you're a woman who runs your own organization, I'm here for you. But if you're a woman who has children and a family, listen, you're running an organization too. You may not know it, but you are. And so I'm here for you. And that's why we call the program The Power Within. And that's why we talk to women CEOs. That is women conquering everyday obstacles. So I want you to know that your favorite therapist, coach, and sister friend is here for you. And tomorrow we're going to come back and talk about 5 more tips for working from home. That's going to be part 2. So make sure you join me. Make sure you follow, and so that you know when I'm on. I want to give you something. I want to give you a free ebook called The Power of Remembering for CEOs. If you go to inpoweryou.com, then you can sign up to be on the email list. And the first 5 people this week who sign up for the email list will get a 15-minute laser coaching session. That's a 15-minute window to change your life. All right. And it can happen. You just need the right coach. And I am that coach for many. I may not be the coach for everyone, but I am the coach for many. And so when you sign up, you're going to get access to my free PDF, The Power of Remembering for CEOs. And after that, you're going to get a few emails where I share with you a piece of me and how I have grown over the years in my marriage. So for you who are married, you want that free coaching. I am going to coach you to a better place, not of fixing your partner, but in understanding yourself. So go ahead over to inpoweryou.com for more information about all things Richale and Empower Consulting. It has been my pleasure to be here with you today. I look forward to connecting with you on tomorrow, where we'll share 5 more tips about working from home. You can transition, and you can transition well, and so can your kids. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.
Remember, the power within you is undeniable. Blessings from your favorite therapist, coach, and sister friend, Richale. You've been listening to the Power Within podcast with Richale Reed. For more information on all things Richale, go to inpoweryou.com. And before you go, don't forget to comment, follow, and share this episode with someone you love.